Hey, welcome back to the Main Street Music Show.
Yes,
I'm Jack
back,
Menzies.
everybody.
I'm one of your hosts. I'm here with Maddie Grenier. Hey, Maddie, how are you?
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's great to be back.
And Buck over on my left here, Bucky Grenier. How you doing, Buck?
too,
The
Jack.
Big
Yeah,
Daddy.
see you
Good to
as
see you,
always,
man.
yeah.
All right.
Always good to
Happy
see
to
you.
be back. Maddie, what have you been up to lately? How's things going with you?
Good, yeah. I've been getting out a lot more lately, doing a little bit of sound. I've been doing some live sound for a couple different local bands and checking out the circuit, you know.
Great. You feel like you're going to
Yeah.
keep doing stuff like that? You're learning
Yeah,
a
I
lot?
think so. It's, when times are slow and, you get something to do or a side project, make a few extra bucks,
Great.
Why not? Meet some new people, check out some new places.
Great.
Good. So how about you, Buck? What have you been up to lately?
A little this, little of that. I got to be a roadie, hang out with Matt at a few different bars
Nice,
I've never
nice.
been to. And
Yeah.
then we played a wedding this summer, which was a great time. That's always the best occasion to play for. We really had a good time there doing that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Jack? Now, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been practicing my guitar. I'm looking forward to getting out to open mic night and starting expanding my repertoire a little bit. Been working on some different chords and things like that. Kind
Sounds
of
good.
trying to create my own music a little bit. And then, of course, I'm here with you guys now working on a project. We always have some fun projects together. So our new project involves working with art and turning art into music. So
Yeah. That's it. We're working on interpreting art through music, using our songs to, tell a story through, what you're envisioning in a painting or collection of paintings and what we've seen. So our latest project is called Raised by Wolves. And, it's with our aunt, Elin Menzies. It's one of the story from her collection. She actually has a story that goes along with it, and it's also a collection of paintings.
beautiful
right, Jack?
paintings,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great story too, right, Buck?
It is an amazing story, It's
Yeah.
about a plane crash in Canada. And, with the things that we interpret from the paintings that we looked at also to try and fill the voids of, like, if the lyric doesn't tell you, the picture will. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That kind of thing.
Sure. And part of the story was there was a plane crash. A mother and father and two children were flying over the Canadian forest, and the plane crashed. And the two children, Lulu and Lola, both lived. And they were alive and crying. And as they were there, they were found by wolves, right, Maddie?
Right, yeah, it was a mother wolf named Cortada.
Cortada,
Right, Cortada. And she had just lost her puppies, like within hours. I mean, she literally just gave birth, and unfortunately, her litter didn't make it. And she had come across these two young, helpless children. And as soon as she heard them cry, and their motherly instinct kicks in, and she became their foster mother, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
She raised them for quite a while, right, Buck?
Yeah, I think it was a year, right? They were
Yeah,
together
it was
for
over
a year.
a story
Yeah.
said,
Right.
yeah.
Right. And then the mother had a twin named Esmeralda,
Yeah.
who came and would search and search and never gave up searching for those
never gave
twins.
up. A year later, never stopped.
And then she finally found them, and happy of her. She was a naturalist, so she really understood wolves, and she really appreciated that the mother wolf would take her
Yeah.
family under her
That's it.
wings and raise
she
the family.
recognized there was an actual bond between them, and she allowed it, to continue to flourish too. I mean, she kept bringing the children back year after year in the summers to see the wolf pack, right, Buck? And
Right, yeah.
went pretty much right up to the end, right?
Right, till the last summer. That's right, yep. The story went over a period of a lot longer than just a year.
Right. They came back and continually came back because they really felt the bond with the mother, Cortada, and wanted to experience that every summer. And they actually, and according to the story, stayed out with and camped out with the wolves. So they were really still part of the pack.
Yeah.
And it was really a spiritual experience for them.
Yep. And they were there, Cortada's deathbed. She held out till the children made it back to say goodbye, and then she passed away in their arms.
Right.
That's where the story ends.
Nice story, Buck. What do you think?
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was a challenge all the way around for
Yeah.
everything that we did. The sound, the lyrics, the research.
You did a lot of research on it.
Trying to get the rhythm of like maybe an animal running, you know what I mean? And watch photos of them. And yeah, we did pretty extensive
Yeah,
research.
there's a lot of intricacies to putting a song together, right? A lot
There
of
is.
things you have to think of.
Putting yourself in a position of hoping the artists will be happy with it too. I mean, at the
Sure,
end of the
sure.
day, so.
There's pressure there, absolutely. You want it,
Yeah.
that's what you're doing it for also. Yeah. Yeah, so we enjoyed it. Like, we had a good time as always. We always have fun together, right?
Let's do it, man.
All right, why don't we, we would want to show you our work, so here we are.
When you fell from the sky, they found you nearby. You had no scent and you were helpless. Hunter and prey, their stare gave way with the infant's cry. Mother's bond was made. Raised by wolves, children in need. Mother who grieves, we howl on our knees. Raised by wolves, she lost her baby, so she will save these. We howl on our knees. Raised by wolves, strange as it seems. Raised by wolves, wolves and human beings. Love always wins, wolves and the twins. Their love transcends, surviving it all. A search was made, they were afraid. The twins were slaves, they were found that day. Raised by wolves, children in need. Mother who grieves, we howl on our knees. Raised by wolves, she lost her baby, so she will save these. We howl on our knees. Raised by wolves, instincts within, and now they're kin. We howl on our knees. Raised by wolves, love wolves breed, mystical beasts. We howl on our knees. Raised by wolves, strange as it seems. Raised by wolves, wolves and human beings. We know why the twins survive. Wolfbond is true, forever alive. We fought inside, mother passing time. Cry her midnight house, say their goodbye. We howl to the same moon. We howl to the same moon.
Hey, welcome back to the Main Street Music Show. That was a great video. What do you guys think? You like that?
Wonderful.
I'm back with Maddie and Buck. How you guys doing, Maddie and Buck? And we also have Fred here, Fred Brassmaster, the lead guitarist on that. So Freddie was jamming to those leads. Great job, Fred.
Inspirational film.
Awesome, awesome. And of course, we're here with the artist herself, Elin Menzies. Ellen, how are you?
I am very good. I am thrilled with the work you guys have done and honored, very honored.
Well, it's an honor for us because your work is beautiful work, and we really, really is inspirational for us, right, Maddie?
Great word for it.
Maddie did a great job. Maddie wrote the lyrics to the song, so.
I don't help,
And Buck.
as always.
I love the lyrics. When I first saw it and heard the words, I started crying. And then my niece came and she started crying. So
Great.
That's
very,
It's great
it
when work
really,
inspires like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it hits the heart chakra.
Nice.
Yeah. So what inspired you to want to paint about wolves?
Well, wolves have come in and out of my work for a long time. I mean, probably, at least 20 years I've been painting wolves. Not, constantly, but they always come back. And many different influences have inspired me to paint wolves. Even when I was a kid, I had these dogs in my life who were my friends. And I think even that, set something down because dogs have descended from wolves. But other things too. Right now, I'm very concerned about the environment, and I know that wolves are very supportive to a healthy environment.
Right.
And I believe that if we protect the wolves, we're protecting our water and our air. All wild animals need spaces to live that we can just visit, that people will visit, but they're not going to be in there making industry and buildings and destroying the environment. So as long as we have those free spaces for animals, they'll exist for us. So that's a very big thing for me, being pulled back to wolves. I'll read things in the paper, or I'll see things online, and it'll relate to the wolves, even if it's not directly about them.
And a lot of your work is based on animals too, right? It seems.
It is, so it's a natural thing, but it seems like the wolves, more than any other animal, have appeared again and again.
Wow, that's great.
And I don't consciously say, oh yeah, now I'll paint wolves. I'm just kind of pulled to it
Wow, great.
for different reasons.
But I was curious to just, figure out why you picked the name.
Cortada, yeah.
Cortada.
And I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm not sure because I've only seen it written. But that's kind of an interesting influence in itself. And that came from this book, and it's called The Wolves of Paris, a nonfiction book. And it's about what was going on with wolves in Paris in the 15th century. And there was a lot of killing at that time. I mean, human killing of each other. So in Paris, there were a lot of dead bodies laying around. And the wolves needed something to eat. Everybody was starving, including the wolves. And the wolves were led by this incredible wolf. He was so big and powerful and amazing that people thought he was a werewolf. And that was Cortada.
Wow.
Wow.
And he led a pack into Paris, and they weren't, ready to kill humans, but they just wanted to do clean up and eat all the dead bodies. But that really scared the people because they didn't think of this as a service.
Sure.
So they were really set on killing this wolf. But he evaded them for a long time. So when I started to do that series, Raised by Wolves, where the two little girls who are on a plane that crashes in the Canadian forest, I thought of Cortada. This book came back to me, and I thought, I'm going to name that mother wolf Cortada. And there was something about Canada and French Canadians, and that's a French name. I don't know, like a synthesis of.
Well, it's interesting because wolves back then, you look at the fairy tales and things like that.
Yeah.
Wolves were very prominent in the storytelling and the lifestyle of back then.
That's
Yeah.
especially, that's true.
Yeah, and they were seen as very
Absolutely, yeah.
evil and scary.
Right.
And I think, that continued on to modern times, even though, we know differently. We know that.
Right. Right.
Set-
They're not
set
trying to
the
kill
record-
us.
Set the
Yeah.
record
No.
straight, right?
Absolutely. So one of your paintings in there had an 06 on it, and we were really curious what that 06 stood for.
06 was one of the wolves that was tracked by conservation services. 06 was a wolf that was reintroduced into a national park, Yellowstone. And they were following, different wolves through the tracking device to see how they were doing and were they,
Sure.
having children and were they, getting going in the system. But, and they were doing great. And there was a whole new wolf pack, and 06, was the leader of the wolf pack. But that wolf was really targeted by forces that were really against the wolves being even in the national park. And there's no proof of this, but they did find out that somebody was playing a recording of baby wolves that were in trouble, and 06 and some other wolves were drawn out of where they were in protected space, and they were basically murdered, and 06 was shot. And 06 had been a very popular wolf with a lot of followers who followed the story. So I was very upset when this wolf was killed, and I did a painting, which it was so nice you included it in the video.
Beautiful, fit right in.
Yeah, and even though it wasn't part of the story of the little girls and the wolf, it was like in memory, of 06, and I feel like 06 sort of represents all the wolves.
Wow,
Yeah,
beautiful.
So that was a nice
two
homage.
good stories about two legendary wolves, right? Cortada and 06. I mean,
That's
it's really
true.
Yeah.
two
Yeah, from
powerful
different
stories.
centuries. Yeah.
What did you think, Freddie?
Well, just the inspiration of the paintings and everything, and the work that you and Buck and the collaboration, inspired me to put, my music to it, and it's just a great story overall.
Well, your music is wonderful. I mean, I just feel all of you as collaborative musicians, you just did an amazing job, and I'm
Thank you.
very
Thank you.
honored to be part of it, to have my work be part of it.
Thank you. That's
Very,
a very good compliment. That's
very
always nerve-wracking for us, right?
Sure. You want to make the artist happy. You're trying to, At least she seems happy, right?
Oh, well, more than happy, very moved.
No, it's great. So you're going to let us be inspired by more of your paintings, maybe? We can
I would love that.
have some more shows. What do you think, guys?
Well,
Absolutely.
it's great. I mean, you're protecting wild animals,
Right,
and through that,
right.
you're protecting all of us.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Believe
We
that.
really were inspired ourselves doing it. So we really enjoy the experience. And to top it all off with the interview and to be here with you and to hear your side of the story, so to speak, is really a great time for us.
Yeah, I mean,
Guys.
from writing it from a songwriting perspective, it was having a story to follow, and then also being able to just pick out those key points, and we have our own interpretation of it. It's nice to know that we kind of collaborated well on that, and
Yeah, it makes it, you expanded it into a different world, and it's great, One thing feeds the other.
So Buck, you want to give us a howl on the way out today? Give us one of those wolf howls.
we should change the name maybe to the Wolfpack. Well, any organizations or anything you'd like to throw a shout out to?
Yeah, there's a lot of wonderful organizations out there. The Wildlife Federation is one that I'm very supportive of, but there's many others, and maybe we could have a few of them mentioned.
Absolutely, yeah,
That'd
we'll
be great.
we'll add a list to that.
We definitely support the wolves, right,
Yes,
fellas?
absolutely.
And wildlife in general.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for working with everyone. Ellen, it's great having you here. We enjoy really working with you. God bless
Thank
you.
you, all of you.
God bless you all.
Great.
All right.
With the infant's cry, mother's bound was made. Raised by wolves, children that need, mother who breathed, we howl on the knees. Raised by wolves, lost the babies, so she saved these we howl Their love transcends, surviving it all. A search was made, they were afraid. The twins were saved, they found the last day. Raised by wolves, children need a mother who grieves. We howl on our knees, oh, raised by wolves. She lost her